Okay, next we have a coffee grinder. It's Cuisinart. Holds a ½ pound of beans. Model number DBM-8, made in East Windsor, New Jersey. I guess they call it a burr mill. Or it says Cuisinart, East Windsor, New Jersey, but below the cord here it says made in China, so. Okay. Most of the issues we see with these are with safety interlock switches. They want to make sure that people don't have their fingers in it when it grinds. This is a fairly fancy unit. I say fancy because it has a built-in timer. I don't know what the numbers stand for, but across the front here it's got a built-in timer. Places where we'd see safety switches, there would be a safety switch so you can't turn it on when the bean hopper is removed. There'd be another safety switch so that you can't turn it on when the receptacle is removed. That's probably it. This wouldn't have a tip switch on it, most likely. So, in addition to those two switches, then there'd be a control. Looks like there's a definite off switch, and then this timer probably has something to do with how much resistance the circuit board gets from where this lever is positioned. And then of course this starts to cycle off. So let's plug it in, check the cord real quick. Again, new, doesn't look chewed, haven't seen any breaks in it. Plug it in, power on. There's a start button there. So we'll set it to 4 and press start. And after a predetermined amount of time, it shuts itself off. Would assume that amount of time gets longer as you slide it up the scale. I don't think I'm going to run through all that. That wasn't the problem that was reported. I think it was indicated that it was making sound, but nothing was happening. But I definitely hear the motor running. So what we want to see is if that impeller moves when the motor's running. So if it does, that means it's grinding beans. Also, just kind of look at the impeller, make sure it has, which it does, sharp edges, because that's what actually does the grinding of the beans. They get kind of caught down in here, and the big ones break them up, and then the little ones actually grind it. And as you turn this, it adjusts the other side closer or further away to determine how coarse or fine the grind is. So, and again, the on this side. You know, I don't know that they ever look really sharp. I think they look square is how they exhibit their sharpness. What we really want to do is we want to make sure that little guy down there is spinning. So it's possible it could make all that noise and wouldn't spin. So I'm going to turn this on again, same routine, set the time. Now we have a problem though. The safety switch isn't satisfied. So I'm going to pretend that I'm the coffee bean bin, and I'm going to press that switch down. There we go, and press the start button. All right, well that's spinning for sure. You know, it's possible that this had a clog in it, and that through all the handling of bringing it here and taking it home and kind of getting it ready, setting it aside, bouncing it around, being frustrated with it, whatever else happened between the time it stopped working and now, that it fixed whatever the issue was. But I am in the interest of do no harm, I am going to skip taking this apart, and I'm going to return it home and get them to try it for me again. So, thanks for bringing it in.